And we welcome you guys to the Toyota Center here in Houston, where we have a good matchup featuring the Houston Rockets and the Minnesota Timberwolves for my 2025-2026 season play through. I am Vinny from Vida Productions, and we are almost towards the end of the regular season. This is officially the second to the final day of the regular season for the 2025-2026 NBA season. As we look at Jaden McDaniels with 50% shooting this year, but the last 5 games he's shot over 63%, and the efficiency percentage is 72% here. Big game for both teams as we have the starting lineups for the Minnesota Timberwolves at 53 and 27. You got Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Naz Reid at center. And for the Rockets, you got Aaron Holiday, Amen Thompson, Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith Jr., and Alperen Sengun. As I said, the Timberwolves are 53 and 27. They are a game ahead of the Lakers for the 4th in the Western Conference with 2 to play. That's including tonight's game as the Rockets do win the tip. I see Jabari Smith Jr. has that hurt designation, but is still able to go as he's going to get the start today here as we get Kevin Durant coming around with the layup. That's in there. For the Rockets, they are 55 and 25 on the season. Winners of the Southwest Division, currently sitting in 3rd place, and they will have home court in the first round as the Lakers, who are sitting in the 5th seed, cannot catch them. But a win tonight for the Rockets as Julius Randle with the 3. A win for the Rockets tonight will get them into the 3 seed. We'll get them in the 3 seed. While we still have to see how the post-game ticker goes for the Timberwolves. Timberwolves, with a loss, will have to fight for the last day of the regular season to get that 4 seed. But if the Timberwolves win and Lakers lose in the post-game ticker on this day, which all 30 teams are playing on this calendar date of Thursday, April 10th, 2026. Just to let you guys know, all 30 teams are in there, so we will have a long post-game ticker for that one day. They see Durant with it. 2 on the shot clock. There's a shot up. That is off the front rim. Naz Reid grabbing a rebound. So a T-Wolves win and a Laker loss. We'll get the Timberwolves home court in the first round, at least as a 4 seed, as there's a 3-pointer there, and it's 6-2 early on for the Timberwolves. The Wolves are 1-4 in watched games this season, while the Rockets are 5-2 in this regular season. That's a miss by Aaron Holiday. Naz Reid will grab the rebound there with Mike Conley, who actually in real life has announced that he's coming back to the Timberwolves next season. Gets it in there, and we'll see Randle with it. 2-1. There's a shot up. No good. That's going to be a violation out of bounds, and the ball will stay with the Timberwolves. 14 on the shot clock. We look at the shooting guards, 3-point percentage amongst shooting guards in the last 30 days, and Anthony Edwards in 4th. Right now, all it is positioning in the Western Conference, as all teams have clinched the playoff spot. All 6 playoff spots have been clinched, as well as the 4 teams in the play-in tournament have punched their tickets as well. Conley for 3, no good. Alperen Sengun grabbing a rebound here. No points for the Rockets in the last 2 minutes and 39 seconds and counting. And now that drought has come to an end as Alperen Sengun with the slam dunk. As I said, all 30 teams playing here. As I said, a Rockets win will give them the 3 seed. A T-Wolves win and a Laker loss in the post-game ticker will also get Timberwolves at least the 4 seed. As Thompson will miss that one there, that's going to be a violation out of bounds. T-Wolves grabbing the ball. Chris Finch not happy there. Doesn't look happy, but his team does have the ball. McDaniels will inbound it to Mike Conley. The T-Wolves have been to the Western Conference Finals 2 times in a row. They lost them both years. And They lost to the Dallas Mavericks in 2024, and then last season they lost to the OKC Thunder, who eventually won the NBA championship here. 5 on the shot clock. Conley for 3. That's in there. Mike Conley Jr. As we see Kevin Durant coming around. And that is going to be a 3-second violation against the Rockets, and the Rockets are actually turning the ball over here. We got Almond Thompson. Almond Thompson in the game last night against the Sixers when they defeated the 76ers, ended up beating that ended up eliminating the Sixers last night and giving them a guaranteed home court as Julius Randle with the bucket. Thompson with it. 11-4, Timberwolves on top. So the Rockets last night when they defeated the 76ers, that was in the post-game ticker, eliminated the 76ers as well as giving them guaranteed home court in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. Edwards for 3. That's in there, Anthony Edwards. It's a 10-point lead as you see Edwards away from the target center, averaging 33.4 points a game. Durant coming around. There it is. And it's an 8-point game here. Get over here over to Julius Randle. Randle coming around, and that's a foul. First team foul. There's Randle at the line shooting 2, and he'll make the first one. And don't forget, everybody, that after the game, we got the statistics as well as the post-game ticker. We're going to see how things turn out. Jabari Smith Jr. with it. Or he inbounds it over to Kevin Durant, trailing by 10. Jabari Smith Jr. with the layup. That's in there. Durant with the assist. Smith, as I said, averaging 13.4 points a game here. Randle with the bucket. That's no good. Durant will grab the rebound. Over to Aaron Holiday. Over halfway through the second quarter, or first quarter, I should say. Durant over to Thompson. Thompson for 3. No good. Reed will grab the rebound as Conley will have it. A couple nights ago, actually, we had... 2 nights ago, we had the Timberwolves play the Orlando Magic. That was back on the eve of the Super Bowl, where the Orlando Magic clinched the 6th seed with a win over them, 101-82. But now, as I said, the Timberwolves have something to fight for still. They're still fighting for that 4th seed, while the Rockets are looking to punch the 3 seed. And there's a 3 by Julius Randle, and it's an 11-point lead here as we are now 5 minutes left to play in the first. Somebody waiting to come out of the lineup. Coming out onto the court for the Rockets at the scorers table. You've yet to see a Timberwolf coming out yet. And there's a 3. That's no good. And you see in last night's game, Kevin Durant had 47 points and 5 assists against the 76ers. As I said, eliminate the Sixers from the contention here. Anthony Edwards for 3, and we'll finally have our first time out of the game. 4:27 to play in the first. Timberwolves up by 14. We're going to take a timeout. Now we got substitutions. Let's see how the lineup's going to be set here. We have Dillingham, DiVincenzo, Edwards, Reed, and Gobert now the lineup set for the Timberwolves and for the Rockets. We have Shepard, Thompson, Durant, Eason, and Capella. That is your lineup set for both teams here. 4:27 to play in the first. It's a 14-point lead for the Timberwolves. Yeah, Reed Shepard for the Rockets. Reed Shepard for three. That is off the back iron. Capella will get the offensive rebound. Thompson with it, 10 on the shot clock. Thompson coming around, dishes it over to Capella. Capella's going to come around the layup, and that's in there, and the Rockets within 12. I said both teams have a lot to play for, a lot at stake here. The Rockets will not be able to get the 1 or 2 seed, but a win tonight will give them the 3 seed. While a Timberwolves win and a Laker loss in a post-game ticker will give the Timberwolves at least home court in the first round here. There's a dunk by the Ant-Man there. It's Timberwolves up by 14 again with 3.5 to play in the first. More players are going to try to come out onto the court for the Rockets. Pushing it back over to Thompson here. 3 on the shot clock. Shepard for 3. No good. Naz Reid grabbing a rebound. Dante DiVincenzo. Pass over to Anthony Edwards. Edwards coming around. Back over to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo for 3. He drains it. And the Timberwolves are up by 17 here with under 3 to play in the first. Durant with it. Back over to Shepard. 10 on the shot clock. Shepard is going to shoot the 3. No good. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Anthony Edwards coming around. Edwards over to Dillingham. That is no good. Clint Capella with the rebound. As we got Almond Thompson. Over to Shepard. Shepard. No good. Reed will get the rebound. Dillingham has it for the Timberwolves. Back over to Naz Reid. Back to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo for 3. That will fall in. It's a 20-point lead for Minnesota. They are already asserting their dominant first quarter already. See what the Rockets have. Back over to Capella. Back to Eason. Eason for 3. That was good. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. See Anthony Edwards. That is no good. Kevin Durant grabbing the rebound. Get over to Thompson to Capella, and Clint Capella with the dunk. Dillingham with it. Timeout, Timberwolves. We're going to take one as well. 1:24 to play in the first. All right, seeing the lineup set coming out of timeout here. We have Shannon and Julius Randle back into the game now. Terrence Shannon's going to be in the game. And for the Rockets, let's see here. Shepard, Okogie, Eason, Finney-Smith, and Şengün. That is your lineup set for the Rockets here. 1:24 to play in the first. 32-14, Timberwolves on top. Randle with it. Coming around. Julius Randle with the layup, and the Timberwolves are up by 20 again. 14 points for Julius Randle here in the first quarter here as we're approaching the final minute. Okogie with the shot. That is no good. Rudy Gobert grabbing the rebound. Got Dillingham with it. Looking at the Rockets out rebounding the Timberwolves 11-7, or make that 11-8 now. Here's Shepard with it. Get it over to Dorian Finney-Smith. Finney-Smith for 3. No good. Şengün grabbing the offensive rebound. That is off the back iron. Robert will grab the rebound. Dillingham has it. Should it back over to Randle. Randle with the bucket. Julius Randle with 16 points, and it's 36-14 here. Final 8 seconds to play in the first. Coming around, Shepard with the layup. That's in there. 1.1. First, and that will do it. We are at the end of the first quarter. The Timberwolves Asserting their dominance early on, they lead the Rockets 36-16. We'll be back for the second quarter. Set to start the second quarter here. Gobert will inbound it to Dillingham as the Timberwolves leading it by 20. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. And Gobert with the steal from the pass coming off the back of his ball coming off from his back. Gobert was able to wisely, alertly get there with the steal, but that really isn't going to be meaning anything as they missed that one. Dillingham, DiVincenzo, Gobert, Shannon Jr., and Randall out on the court to start the second quarter for the Timberwolves, as you can see there. DiVincenzo. So let's see, we got Finney-Smith, it looks like Şengün, and there's a three-pointer there. So it looks like we got Finney-Smith, Şengün, Shepherd, Tari Eason out on the court to start, as Tari Eason will hit the three to start the second quarter for the Rockets. That's one thing I think 2K needs to work on, is actually get the lineup sets for both teams starting the quarter. As we got Julius Randle. That shot is up. That's in there. 18 points for Julius Randle on 7 of 10 shooting. And it's a 22-point lead for the Timberwolves. Shepherd for three. No good. Gobert grabbing a rebound. Terrence Shannon Jr. with it. There we go. We got Julius Randle coming around. Randall back to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo, no good. Şengün will get the rebound. Over to Okogie. Josh Okogie with the layup. And he brings the Rockets to within 20. Dante DiVincenzo with it. Feeding Julius Randle, who's on fire to start the game. We got Dillingham now. 10 on the shot, or 10 out on the shot clock as Julius Randle coming around. 3 on the shot clock. Dillingham for three. No good. Dorian Finney-Smith with the rebound. Tari Eason has it. Now we got Reed Shepherd. Back over to Finney-Smith. Finney-Smith with a bucket. Shot up. No good. Julius Randle grabbing a rebound here. So 3 minutes into the second quarter. Randle. They shoot it back over to DiVincenzo to Dillingham. Dillingham for three. No good. Şengün grabbing a rebound. Shepherd over to Eason. Back over to Finney-Smith. Okogie for three. He nails it. And the Rockets within 17. Timeout, Timberwolves. We're going to take one as well. 8:31 to play in the second. They lead it by 17. And now let's see here. The lineup set. We got Dillingham, DiVincenzo, Edwards, Randle, and Gobert out on the court. And for the Rockets, we have Okogie, Durant, Eason, Finney-Smith. See Dillingham with it over to Randle. Randle for three. That's off the front rim. Okogie grabbing the rebound. Durant. There's a bucket right there. And it's a 15-point lead. There we go. We got Randle. And Julius Randle with the bucket. I believe that's 20 for him in this game. And the Timberwolves are up by 17 as you see Durant with it. Şengün as it being guarded by Rudy Gobert. 13 on the shot clock. 17-point lead for the Timberwolves, led by as many as 23. You see Şengün in the game last night. 24 points and 8 assists in their win against the Sixers. That's off the back iron, no good. Dillingham will grab the rebound. DiVincenzo with it, being guarded by Durant. Passes it over to Edwards. Edwards for three. Ant-Man, no good. Şengün will grab the rebound. Why I say offensive rebound? They were just on defense. Over to Eason. Back to Finney-Smith. Finney-Smith over to Şengün. 8 on the shot clock. Over to Eason. Eason for three. That's in there. And the Rockets are within 14. Edwards coming around. There's the Ant-Man. 16 points. Durant for three. No good. Şengün with the offensive rebound to Durant. 10 on the shot clock. Durant for three. That's in there. No, that's not in there. What am I talking about? Sorry, guys. I'm actually going through something right now. So you see Randall with the bucket. I believe that's 22 for him. It's an 18-point lead again for the Timberwolves. As there's a timeout called by the Rockets here. 5.5 to play in the second. We're going to take a timeout. 47-29, Timberwolves on top. Now time to look at the lineup set for the Timberwolves coming out. Randall stays in, but we got Conley, Edwards, McDaniels, and Reed. So the starting lineups are out for the Timberwolves, and for the Rockets, Şengün stays in, but we got Holiday, Thompson, Durant, and Jabari Smith Jr. So starting lineups for both teams are out. For the final 5.5 of the second. 18-point lead for the make that 15 with Durant's three there. We look at Kevin Durant's statistics at home. He's averaging just a little over 30 points a game here at the Toyota Center. He loves playing here, I can tell you that right now. Edwards coming around with a jumper. That's in there. 49-32 Rockets, or Timberwolves. What am I talking about? But as I said, though, there is some stakes here. What's at stake? You see Durant with the layup, and he brings the Rockets to within 15. So the Rockets, if they come back and win this game, they will clinch the 3 seed. For the Timberwolves, if they win and the Lakers lose in the post-game ticker, they will have at least the 4 seed, but actually pulled it within 1 game of the Rockets for the 3 seed. The 1 or 2 seed in the Western Conference, they're going to either be the Clippers or the Thunder. See Thompson over to Şengün. Şengün with a dunk, and the Rockets are within 13. Conley. You see Smith Jr. with it. Smith, Şengün coming around with the layup. And the Rockets are within 11. See Anthony Edwards here. Crossing the half-court line. 3.5 to play until halftime. Back over to Naz Reid. Reed with it. Dishing it back over to Edwards. Edwards for 3. No good. Şengün grabbing a rebound. Chance to get this to within single digits. And Amen Thompson will with the slam dunk. Worthy enough of the AT&T Connected Cam. AT&T, sponsor of 2K, but not on my channel yet. I said the Rockets within 9. They were down by as many as 23 to begin the second quarter. In the early part of the second quarter, Naz Reid for 3. He will answer that. And the Timberwolves up by double figures once again. And there's Şengün with a dunk. See Mike Conley crossing the half-court line. Timeout, Timberwolves. 2:31 to play in the second. We're going to take a timeout as well. The Timberwolves leading it by 10. Looking at the lineup set for the Timberwolves. So we got Conley, Edwards, and McDaniel still in. Reed's going to move to power forward, and Gobert coming back in at center. And let's see here, Tari Eason coming back in at the power forward position. Forgot Eason actually started this game. Oh no, he did not start this game. Usually he did start the last time we saw the Rockets, I can tell you that. You see Conley over to Edwards. Edwards thought about the shot. He does pass it to Gobert, and Rudy Gobert with the slam dunk. Anthony Edwards will get the assist there. It's a 12-point lead for the Timberwolves again as we're approaching the final 2 minutes of the second quarter. Durant back over to Thompson. Over to Şengün. Şengün will miss that one. Rudy Gobert with the defensive rebound. Oh, gosh, that's like the third time I've said offensive rebound when it was actually on defense. I gotta get checked out. There's Randle for three. Julius Randle, though, I can tell you right now, he's been on fire in this game. That's the one thing I can tell you. Or was that McDaniels? Both of them have a three in there. I wasn't sure if it was a 3 or a 30, but you see Durant with it. Kevin Durant now has 13 points in this first half here. 1:10 to play. Edwards for three. No good. Eason will grab the rebound. Anthony Edwards with 12 points and 5 assists on 5 of 10 shooting as we're under a minute to play. That's Naz Reid has a tip there, and Conley will come out with the steal. Got 15 on the shot clock. Back over to Jaden McDaniels. I'm going to be calling these names a lot, so I have to get things right here. So Eason will get the rebound. Get it over to Thompson. Thompson, no good. Anthony Edwards grabbing the rebound. He's holding on to it right now. We got 13 on the shot clock. There's Edwards with it. Edwards will get the shot up. That is no good. There's an offensive rebound by Naz Reid. He'll put it up with .3, and that will do it. The Rockets were down by as many as 23. They got it to within 9, but the Timberwolves have made sure they're not going to let the Rockets make a run. They lead at 59-44 at halftime. I am Vinny from V-Dub Productions. You're watching the 2025-2026 season playthrough here on my channel. We are going to bring it to the halftime report. We'll see you in the second half. Get ready to start the second half here in Houston. It's been all Timberwolves. It's 59-44. We look at Julius Randle's statistics leading. I believe he's leading all scorers with 22 points. And he, as I said, he's had a game. Had a first half right now. Speaking of Randle, he will pass the inbound into Conley here, as the starting lineup should be out for both teams here. Yeah, Holiday, Thompson, Şengün, Durant, Smith Jr. There's a miss right there as Şengün will grab the rebound. Jabari Smith Jr. has a hurt designation here. Amen Thompson with it. This is the second to the last day of the regular season. Now depends on how things go here, as you see Kevin Durant with a bucket. If things are punched on both sides, I might think about playing one game if it means seeding. As you see, Edwards for three. That is no good. Şengün grabbing a rebound. I was still thinking about considering playing one game for tomorrow to end the regular season. As you see, Thompson with it. Over to Şengün. Now, I might put the Raptors back on if they have not clinched anything yet. That shot is no good. Naz Reid with it. You see Mike Conley grabbing it. Over to Naz Reid. If not, then I might put a Western Conference game on. I don't know yet. As you see, Smith Jr. will have it. Because by then, I think it might be for seeding, unless, as I said, unless the Raptors did not clinch anything. And there's a three-pointer by Kevin Durant. It's a 10-point game. Durant had 13, and now he has 16 at least. There's Edwards for three. No good. Şengün will grab the rebound. Chance for the Rockets to cut it to within single digits. Jabari Smith Jr. with the bucket. And it's 59-51. As I said, the Timberwolves at the beginning of the third quarter hit a three-pointer to go up by 23. And they have not been up by any more than that. This is the closest the Rockets have been since the 23-point lead by the Timberwolves. And now they have a chance to scratch and claw their way closer. Conley with only 6 points on 2 of 7 shooting. He shot all three-pointers in this game. Maybe he should start taking a few shots inside. Jabari Smith Jr. No good. Jaden McDaniels will grab the rebound. As I said, McDaniels for three. That's in there. And the Wolves are up by 11 again. As I said, a Rockets win will give them the 3 seed. A Timberwolves win plus a Laker loss will keep the Timberwolves, bring the Timberwolves within a game of the Rockets for the 3 seed, but then also will give the Timberwolves at least home court in the first round. Because as I said, we have a timeout called by the Timberwolves here. 8:32 to play in the third. We're going to take one as well. The Timberwolves up by 9. Clint Capella, we look at his stats right here. Rebounds per game. They have gone down a little bit, but then he has been on the bench. He's been more of a bench player this season for the Rockets. May have had a couple of starts. As you see, McDaniels looking to see who's going to inbound it to, and he will find Naz Reid. This game coming to you from the Toyota Center in Houston. I am Vinny from VW Productions. I hope you're enjoying this call as Julius Randle with the three-pointer there, and it is 65-53. If you enjoy what you're seeing, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come down, as Kevin Durant has 22 points. He has 9 already here in this third quarter. Part of the big reason why I think the Timberwolves have not been able to pull away. As we see, Naz Reid coming around with the layup. Julius Randle, I know, is having, he got the assist there. Stuff in the scoring sheet, scoring-wise. Holiday for three. That's in there. Aaron Holiday bringing the Rockets to within 9 again. As I said, the closest they've been since the early part of the second quarter was 8, and that was just a few moments ago. As we see Julius Randle with it. Naz Reid for 3. No good. Jabari Smith Jr. will grab the rebound. Over to Kevin Durant. Durant back over to Şengün. Şengün with the bucket. Alperen Şengün with 10 points. To Anthony Edwards. Edwards for 3. No good. Smith Jr. will grab the rebound. Over to Durant. Durant coming around. That's in there, and the Rockets are within 5. That's 24 for Kevin Durant, at least. Mike Conley holding on to it right now, crossing the half-court line. Back over to Jaden McDaniels. Over to Julius Randle. Randle, deep 2. No good. Durant grabbing a rebound. The Rockets, halfway through the third quarter, it's a 5-point game. I will announce tomorrow's season finale game. It is interesting because the calendar date is Thursday, April 10th for this game that we're watching right there. You see Durant, 26 points, bringing the Rockets to within 3. Back over to Naz Reid. Naz Reid dishing over to Conley. Conley for 3. That's in there, and that was a huge 3 because the Rockets have the momentum right now. They needed that. Timeout, Rockets. 5:18 to play in the third. It's a 6-point lead for the Timberwolves. We're going to take a timeout. Looking at the lineup set here, and we're not going to see it here. Let's look at the point guard free throw percentage since the All-Star break, and you see Mike Conley 4th in the league with over 92%, just a little under 93%. Jabari Smith Jr. inbounding it over to Thompson. Eason into the game. Checks into the game for the first time in the second half. There's Durant for 3. That's 29 points for Kevin Durant, and they're within 3. 16 points already for him in this third quarter. 29 total, and once again, the Rockets are within 3. Randle with a shot, no good. Şengün grabbing a rebound. Jabari Smith Jr. coming around with the layup. That's in there. It's a 1-point game now. Can the Rockets find a way? Edwards for 3. No good. Şengün. Can the Rockets get on top for the first time since 2-0? Holding it on to Amen Thompson. 10 on the shot clock. Thompson. Over to Eason. Back over to Durant. Durant for 3. Off the back iron. McDaniels grabbing a rebound. McDaniels coming around with it. Dishing it back over to Edwards. 9 on the shot clock. Edwards for 3. No good. Jabari Smith Jr. with the rebound. We got 20 on the shot clock. The Rockets out-rebounded the Timberwolves 33-23. Another reason why the Rockets have been able to scratch and claw their way back into this game. Durant, oh, that was a dangerous pass, and they will lose it as Reid will come down officially with the steal. 3:13 to play here in the third. Randle for 3, no good. Durant will grab the rebound. Thompson over to Durant. Durant with a dunk. That's 31 points for him, and the Rockets are on top by 1. The first time they have led since 2-0. And now you can hear this crowd over here at the Toyota Center. Randle for 3. No good. Şengün grabbing a rebound here. 2:35 to play in the third. Gives it over to Şengün. Şengün with a dunk. It's a three-point lead now for the Rockets. Their largest lead in the game is a three-point lead. Edwards coming around over to Randall. 14 on the shot clock. Randall with it. Julius Randle dishing over to Conley. Conley for three. That's in there. We are tied with 2 minutes to play in the third. Timeout Rockets. 1:55 left in the third. We are tied. We're going to take a timeout. We're looking at the lineup set right now for the Timberwolves coming out of the timeout here. Dillingham, DiVincenzo, Shannon, Miller. And then we'll have for the Rockets, let's see here. We have Easton staying in, but Okogie, Tate, Finney-Smith. And I can't see the other one here. Easton, I know, was still in the lineup. Capella. Okogie. Okogie for three. That's off the back iron. Miller will grab the rebound. Terrence Shannon Jr. with it. Looking to try to get the Timberwolves to take the lead again. DiVincenzo over to Shannon Jr. Shannon Jr. for three. No good. Okogie grabbing a rebound for the Rockets here. A minute and a half left to play in the third. 73 all. It was a 23-point lead at the very early part of the second quarter for the Timberwolves. The Rockets came back and had a brief three-point lead. And now the Rockets are going to retake the lead again on that Dorian Finney-Smith layup. Approaching a minute and 6 left to play here in the third. DiVincenzo coming around for three. No good. Clint Capella grabbing the rebound. Okogie with it. Dishing it back over to Jayshawn Tate. Back over to Eason. Eason coming around with a bucket. It's a 4-point lead for the Rockets. The first time they had a 2-possession lead this game. But I said prior to taking that 3-point lead earlier in the quarter, they led only 2-0 here, and that's going to be an and one opportunity for the Rockets. Terrence Shannon Jr. going to go to the line as Capella called for the foul. Who's coming into the game? That is Joe Ingles for Miller. Terrence Shannon Jr. here as we got Shepard moving into the point guard position with Okogie moving to the shooting guard. And there's a make right there. Josh Okogie coming around over with Clint Capella to Shepard. Shepard, that is no good. Gobert with the rebound. They're holding on to it right now. Ingles for three. And the lead, no, and that will do it. The Houston Rockets have come all the way back from 23 down at 1 point, and now they have a 1-point lead entering the fourth quarter. I am Vinny from VW Productions. You're watching the 2025-2026 season playthrough here on my channel. We'll be back to start the fourth. Getting ready to start the fourth quarter here in Houston. We look at the State Farm assist of the game. That's going to go to Jabari Smith Jr. That pass to Alperen Şengün. Eason will inbound to Shepard. So it'll be Eason and Shepard for sure out on the court. Dorian Finney-Smith with a bucket. That's in there. It's a 3-point lead. But we're looking at the lineup set. Dillingham, DiVincenzo, Gobert, Shannon Jr., and Randall. For the Timberwolves, at least. They need to do a good job of putting both of them up. DiVincenzo missed that one. Şengün, Shepard, Eason, Dorian Finney-Smith, and I think that might be Okogie. And that's going to step out of bounds. Eason's going to step out of bounds there. Timberwolves will have it. Don't forget, after this game, we have the player stats, then the post-game ticker, which all 30 teams are playing on this night. I see DiVincenzo with the shot. That's no good. So we could have some movement in the standings. We'll see how everything is gone. As Easton for three. No good. Shannon Jr. with the rebound. There's, I believe that was Dillingham. No good, though. Okogie with it. Yeah, it was Okogie. So, yeah, I have all the lineup sets right now here. 3-point lead here. Josh Okogie back over to Shingun. Over to Easton. Dishing it back over to Finney Smith. Back to Shepard here. 5 on the shot clock. Shepard dishing over to Okogie. Okogie for three. He nails it. It's a 6-point lead for the Rockets. Julius Randle coming around. Gillingham for three. No good. Easton will grab the rebound. Shepard coming around, and he'll go to the line. Dillingham called for his first personal foul. That's the first team foul against the Timberwolves. I think we are looking like signs that the Rockets are threatening to try to pull away from this game, being down by 23 earlier in the second quarter. Now they are up by 6. Looking at the scoring breakdown, points off of assists, 63, 52 points in the paint. Shepard will hit the first one, and now they have their largest lead at 7. Tate coming back into the game for Okogie. Shepard with it. And he'll sink them both. But as I said, we have one more game of the regular season. We're not sure what game that will be yet. Shannon Jr. for three, and that's going to be a loose ball foul called against Julius Randle. First team foul, first personal foul, and Shepard's going to go to the bench for Okogie. So Okogie back into the game now. He got a little bit of a short rest. We got Alperen Sengun. I think the Rockets are trying to play a chess match here with the team up by 8. Sengun coming around with a slam dunk, and they're up by 10. That's 14 points for Alperen Sengun. Looks like Anthony Edwards is going to come back into the game, and Kevin Durant heading to the scores table as well for the Rockets. That tip is intercepted by Sengun. Tate has it. Dishing it back over to Okogie. Okogie dishing it back over to Easton. Tari Easton. Back to Okogie. 7 on the shot clock. Okogie for three. No good. Dante DiVincenzo grabbing a rebound. Over to Dillingham. Dillingham for three. No good. Sengun grabbing a rebound. Okogie has it. Dishing it back over to Sengun. Over to Tate. Jayshawn Tate over to Okogie. Okogie for three. No good. Terrence Shannon Jr. grabbing a rebound. Over to Dillingham. Dilly with a bucket. 8-point game. With 8:20 to play, or 8:20 to play in the fourth. Okogie holding on to it right now. 10 on the shot clock. Over to Tate. There's a three. That's good. Tari Eason. Over to Julius Randle. Back over to Terrence Shannon Jr. Shannon Jr. for three. That is no good. Sengun grabbing a rebound. Over to Tari Eason. Over to Okogie. Seven on the shot clock. And 4 over to Okogie. Okogie jump shot, no good. DiVincenzo grabbing a rebound. Dillingham with it. Over to Terrence Shannon Jr. Shannon Jr. for three. No good. Tate will grab the rebound here as we're approaching 7 minutes to play here in the fourth. Back over to Tari Eason. Eason coming around to Şengün. Şengün with a dunk. It's a 13-point lead. Randall dishing it back over to Gobert. Back over to DiVincenzo. Over to Julius Randle. Randall back over to Dillingham for three. Dilly bringing the Timberwolves back to within 10. Okogie has it for the Rockets. To Dorian Finney-Smith, back over to Şengün, back to Okogie. As we're approaching the halfway point of the fourth quarter, Josh Okogie with the shot up. That's in there! There's Randall coming around with the bucket. And that's actually his first points of the second half here. Julius Randle actually at one point was plus 16 out on the court. Now he's minus 18. Tells you just how much of a turnaround the Rockets have made as Şengün with the bucket. Make that minus 20 for Julius Randle out on the court now. 95-83, Rockets on top. Randall with it. And Randall's starting to get on fire again. You know, that's now 26 for him. But as I said, these are his only points in the second half as we're under 5 minutes to play. Tari Eason back over to Okogie. 5 on the shot clock. Okogie will get the shot up. No good. Gobert with the rebound. Chance for the Timberwolves to get back to within single digits. See Julius Randle back to Gobert. To Dillingham. To Gobert. Over to Randle. Julius Randle coming around with the layup. That's in there. He has scored the last 6 points for the Timberwolves. And the T-Wolves are back to within 8. Still plenty of time left in this game here. 4:10 to play. See Eason coming around. Eason with the dunk. Eason putting the Rockets on top by double figures once again. 97-87 here. Under 4 to play in the fourth. To Terrence Shannon Jr. Over to Randall. Randall coming around. Randall with the bucket. That's in there. That's 8 points. He scored the last 8 points. Now he's at 30 in this game. It's an 8-point lead for the Rockets. Under 3.5 to play. Dorian Finney-Smith. She's back over to Okogie here. Less than 10 on the shot clock. Okogie for 3. That's in there! It's an 11-point lead for the Rockets, and the Rockets have reached the century mark in scoring. 100-89. Julius Randle, 8 on the shot clock. Randle coming around, no good. Eason will grab the rebound. Eason over to Okogie. Josh Okogie inside the paint, but he's going to step back for a second and hand it to Şengün. Şengün back over to Finney-Smith. 2 on the shot clock. Finney-Smith, that is in there. Timeout, Timberwolves. 2:28 to play in the fourth. And we look at this lineup set here. Randall staying in the game. Conley, Edwards, McDaniels, and Reed. That's the lineup set. And for the Rockets, Şengün staying in, but we got Holiday, Thompson, Durant, and Smith Jr. So the starters are out for the final 2.5 plus minutes. See Anthony Edwards over to Conley. 13-point lead for the Rockets. Conley for 3. No good. Şengün grabbing a rebound. Amen Thompson. Smith Jr. And Smith Jr. is going to go to the line. Conley called for his first personal foul, second team foul. That could have been borderline flagrant. Jabari Smith Jr. going to try to put the Rockets up by 15, which that would be their largest lead. And he'll hit the first one. Smith Jr. will hit the second one. It's a 15-point lead for the Rockets. Final 2 minutes here in the fourth. See Anthony Edwards coming around, dishing it back over to Conley. Conley for three. That's in there. It's a 12-point game. Now you're starting to see a full court press by the defense for the Timberwolves. Durant coming around. He steps out of bounds. McDaniels had some pretty good defense on Durant, forcing him to step out of bounds inadvertently. And now a chance for the Timberwolves to quickly get to within 10 or maybe even single digits. Edwards with it. Dishing it over to Conley. Conley for three. No good. Şengün grabbing the rebound. Give it over to Şengün. Back over to Holiday. Over to Smith Jr. Back to Thompson. Thompson to Durant. Durant, deep two. That's in there. The Rockets up by 14. Got Anthony Edwards coming around. This should back over to Conley. Conley for three. No good. Şengün grabbing a rebound here. Under a minute to play. And it looks like the Rockets are going to clinch the 3 seed. Now the Timberwolves will have to win their final game. They have a shot at having home court. Durant is going to go to the line, shooting two. McDaniels called for the foul. Chris Finch not happy right now. Look at the Durant chance for MVP. And that's a miss for Durant there, but as of right now with 32.1 to play, he's not really worried. Looks like we might see some players getting into the game for the first time just to empty the bench. Miller was in for a split second, I know. And he'll sink the second one. It's a 15-point lead. Clark has it for the Timberwolves. They do have to get a shot off. And there's DiVincenzo for three, and that's likely going to do it. All the Rockets have to do is cross the half-court line, and that's what's going to happen here. The Rockets were down by 23 points in the early stages of the second quarter, and they come back, they fight, and now they're going to come away with a 107-95 win over the Timberwolves. The Rockets will clinch the 3 seed in the Western Conference with 1 game to play. And now the Timberwolves are going to have to hope for the Lakers to lose in the post-game ticker for them to win and get that 4th seed. Because the 4th seed is not out of the question for the Lakers now, as you see Kevin Durant getting player of the game. Stay tuned, everybody. We are not done yet. It is now time to look at the post-game player statistics here. We have, starting off with the victorious Houston Rockets. As I said, they clinched the 3 seed in the Western Conference playoffs. We got Kevin Durant, the player of the game, 34 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Alperen Şengün, a double-double, 18 points, 19 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. Tari Eason, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Josh Okogie, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Jabari Smith Jr. with 10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Dorian Finney-Smith, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Clint Capella, 4 points, 3 rebounds. And then we got Reed Shepherd, 4 points and 3 assists. Aaron Holiday, 3 points and 1 assist. We got Alman Thompson, 2 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists. Jayshawn Tate, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Followed by Steven Adams. Jeff Green did not play for the Houston Rockets. And I don't believe I've seen Steven Adams play a single minute for the Rockets in any of my season playthrough games. In fact, he actually does play in real life, though. I know that. He gets a lot of minutes there for the Rockets, which is why I find this pretty interesting, why he got the DMP for any of the Rockets games that have been shown. I've seen, and this is the 8th time they've been shown. And now for the Minnesota Timberwolves, Julius Randle with 30 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Though 8 of those came in that fourth quarter, those are the only points that he got in the second half. He had 22 of those in the first. Then we got Mike Conley, 15 points and 3 assists. Anthony Edwards, 15 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists, followed by Dante DiVincenzo, 12 points, 3 rebounds. Naz Reid, 7 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists and 2 steals. Jaden McDaniels with 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. Robert Dillingham, 5 points and 1 assist. Terrence Shannon Jr., 3 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. Rudy Gobert only had 2 points, but he had 10 rebounds, 1 assist, and a steal. Followed by Leonard Miller with just 1 rebound. Joe Ingles, Johnny Juzang, Jalen Clark had 1 minute to play, but Clark had an assist in his brief time. Then we got Joan Beringer, did not play for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And that is it for your post-game player statistics. Now stay tuned for a very big post-game ticker. It is now time for the post-game ticker brought to you by 2K Sports. For the remaining games played on April 10th, 2026. As I said, all 30 teams are in action on this night. We got the Hornets beating the Pistons 129-127. The Heat over the Wizards 112-109. That means the Heat and the Pistons are now tied for that 7-8 game. They will be playing in that 7-8 game, and it looks like I've seen the Heat are now ahead of the Pistons, having a tiebreaker, meaning that I think a Heat win will give them the home game in that match. So it will be Pistons Heat in that 7-8 game in the Eastern Conference playing tournament. The Cavaliers, as I said, solidified themselves as the 9th seed. They fall to the Hawks 119-88. So they'll host that 9-10 elimination game. The Pelicans 134 and the Celtics 90. The Pacers 121 and the 76ers 110. The Knicks over the Raptors 137-105, which means that prevents the Raptors from officially clinching a play-in spot. But from what I've seen for the Raptors, I think they have the season series over the Wizards. They should actually be in that play-in spot, but that's just me, though. And then we got the Bulls clinching the Central Division with a 130-128 win over the Orlando Magic, meaning that the Magic will be the 6th seed. The Pacers will clinch the 5th seed. Then we got, of course, the game that we just watched, the Rockets 107-95 winners over the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Rockets now have the 3 seed in the Western Conference. They'll be the 3 seed. The Bucks will be the 4 seed, winning 81-79 over the Brooklyn Nets. The Spurs 113 and the Mavericks 105. Which now will set up one of those two teams. One of those two teams will be the 8th seed. The other team will be the 9 seed, depending on how things go. The Grizzlies over the Jazz, 143-129. The Nuggets, 124. And the Thunder, 123. And that is huge, because the Nuggets, I know, still have a little bit of a shot to move into that 5th seed. Could actually be the 5th seed over the Lakers and the Timberwolves, depending on how the Lakers result goes. And we have the Clippers 94-86 winners over the Portland Trailblazers. That means a Clipper win on the final game of the regular season will give them the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. And then we got the Warriors, 119-106 winners over the Sacramento Kings. That means the Warriors will host that 7-8 play-in game. Now, will they play Dallas or San Antonio? We don't know. And then the Lakers, 120-117. They are now tied with the Minnesota Timberwolves with one game to play. It looks like right now they still have the Timberwolves ahead of the Lakers in that 4-5 match. I assume that the Timberwolves will win the tiebreaker there, but we don't know yet how 2K logic is. And the Phoenix Suns will be the 10 seed, by the way, in the play-in tournament. So they'll be on the road. Will they play at San Antonio or at Dallas? Because whoever they don't play, Golden State will play the other team. And that will do it for the post-game ticker. If your team won, congratulations. If not, there's always one last chance tomorrow. And I'm not even going to bother with the injury report for this game because I just went ahead and just decided to go over some simulations of some of the games that were not meaningful or some of the other games. And I just want to go out there and just say that tomorrow's game is going to be between the Clippers and the Warriors. And I said the Warriors will be the 7th seed, hosting that 7-8 game in the Western Conference play-in tournament, while the Clippers, a win will give them the number 1 seed in the Western Conference playoffs, as well as the best record in the NBA. So if the Clipper win, they will have home court throughout the entire NBA playoffs. That includes the NBA Finals. If they don't win, then we'll see how the results for Oklahoma City goes. And I'll probably go over that with the Simcast, simulating through Simcast. But as I said, there's been some results that I've already simulated, and I'll go over those as well as we have decided for the 10 seed in the Eastern Conference. So we will go over that. But we have the Warriors and the Clippers coming up tomorrow for the final game of the regular season. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. As well as, don't forget, there is a link to my Cash App in the description down below. It is not mandatory for you to donate to enjoy my content, but it would be appreciated to support this channel. Actually, the fact that you even subscribed and watched this video to this point shows that you support my channel, and I do appreciate that. With that, remind you guys, the final score of the game that we just saw, the Houston Rockets will clinch the 3 seed. They defeat the Minnesota Timberwolves 107-95. I am Vinny from Vita Productions, and we will see you tomorrow night for the regular season finale between the Warriors and the Clippers. And I am signing off.